Find out what's possible with the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T. Rethink possible. And by Corona. Relax and refresh with Corona and Lime.
But we are just moments away from first pitch. It'll be game 2 of this series. A's need a win. Last night, tough loss, 6-4 in 10 innings. So they'll try to bounce back tonight. Let's take a look at the game time weather brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission is free. The boardwalk is open daily. A very comfortable 64 degrees under overcast skies. Just a slight breeze. And on that note, the A's indeed take the field. Kurt Suzuki does that right there before every game. Just little groundwork for A's very fine catcher. Well, there's the story tonight. Coco Crisp back from the disabled list, leading off and playing center field. So that is great news for the Athletics, and hope he is an impact player for the rest of this season.
Yeah, I agree.
They need it. Starting lineup for the Cincinnati Reds. Orlando Cabrera in there tonight at short. Brandon Phillips will hit second. Joey Votto, the hero last night. Scott Rowland in the cleanup spot. Johnny Gomes the DH. Jay Bruce in right. Drew Stubbs in center. Chris Heisey in left. And Court Miller is the catcher. Defensively for the Athletics, Jackson, Crisp, and Sweeney in the outfield. Kuzmanov, Pennington, Ellis Barton on the infield. Kurt Suzuki is the catcher. Dallas Braden looking for win number 5, and he's been looking for a while.
Tonight's A's starting pitcher stats are brought to you by your Bay Area Hyundai dealers for Stockton 209, his 15th start, and really none better than his last start against the Chicago Cubs, a no decision. That was number 14, but it continues to probably have the lowest, if not the lowest, run support. He's trying to change everything. He's got a full beard growing, just anything he can to try to get some runs. He did get it in his last start as Mark Ellis hit a home run in the 7th inning, but he did not go back out. 6 total runs in support. Dallas Braden, of course, we saw it also with Gio Gonzalez last night. These guys are pitching well, so maybe with the addition of Coco Crisp in the lineup and Bob Guerin, no doubt, as a manager, will have an assortment of players to choose from now, especially in the outfield and DH, and no doubt he's going to be using that role as a DH to get guys in, get guys rest, and keep everybody sharp. Let's hope that is the case and score some runs for this good pitching staff.
Orlando Cabrera will lead things off. He was not in the lineup last night. First pitch to Cabrera is outside, 247, 3 homers and 27 runs batted in for the veteran shortstop, Orlando Cabrera. A's come in with a record of 34-38. They're 21-14 at home. And 5-8 against the National League this year. Reds, on the other hand, are 38-33, and they're in that battle in the National League Central. Just a game behind the Cardinals coming in. The Cardinals have already won their game today. St. Louis beat Toronto 9-4, so they'll be trying to keep pace with the Cincinnati Reds.
Tony La Russa can find a way to get this game. He will be watching Dusty Baker and the Reds as they are given a half behind the Cardinals.
Coco Crisp, early action. A couple steps in, he's got it, and that's out number 1.
Batting in the second position. Second exit.
Dallas Braden, as we saw in his last start, we mentioned on open about the changeup and the effectiveness of the changeup. And I think back to the great Kenny Holtzman, Chicago Cubs and Oakland Athletics. He pitched with 2 pitches, fastball, changeup. As long as you keep the hitters off balance, you can do that with 2 pitches, the fastball and the changeup. And Dallas is able to do that with his fastball. He did throw the one curveball, and everybody, boy, he's got the bad forearm. Doesn't need it. 83 pitches. That was the last 14, the last 15 that he retired.
And there's that good changeup right there. Phillips just waved at it.
He might throw the same pitch again in the dirt, and Phillips way out in front with a bad pitch, bounced into the mid. Catcher Kurt Suzuki. He's throwing it again.
That one stays a little bit high, and Phillips takes it. So the count 1-2.
Great center field camera. You can see the grip, the shot with Dallas Braden going into the windup. Of course, we can see it. The center field camera. Hitters cannot. See the grip. That was the fastball. Now you'll see the changeup, and it's more of a circle change. Uses the larger glove so he can hide the baseball very nicely.
2-2 to Phillips. Joey Votto in the on-deck circle.
There's a changeup. Now it's a fastball.
Shallow right. Sweeney's going to play it on a hop.
And Phillips is looking for a changeup.
Well, we said Coco Crisp is back. That means somebody had to go, and that is Eric Patterson, who is designated for assignment. And that means the A's have 10 days to trade him, release him, or he could stay with the organization, right? That's a possibility.
If he clears in the 10 days, yes, he could accept it. Yeah. But Jake Fox was traded to the Baltimore Orioles. He also was designated for assignment. And the A's at the time worked out a trade.
And there is that trade. The A's acquired Ross Wolf, a right-handed pitcher, pitching in AAA. So Jake Fox is now a Baltimore Oriole. And Eric Patterson, well, we will see what happens with Patterson.
I guess if you have the name Wolf and you come to the Oakland A's, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Not the same spelling, but
maybe that's why the A's went after him. Who knows?
Joey Votto, a home run and a double last night, both opposite field.
Now, Phillips is a candidate to run, no question about that.
Dallas Braden gave him that nice, easy move, and Phillips is not getting a very big lead. I think they're very aware of the move of Dallas Braden.
So 1-2 to Joey Votto. Both of Votto's hits last night were on the left side, including a double and a home run. And both against left-handed pitchers.
Dusty Baker, manager, is talking about the aggressiveness of his hitters, but also trying to get them to show the patience, which they are. So that's a nice combination, to be patient, but also very aggressive and swing the bat, and Votto is probably in that category. Johnny B. Jr.
This one down the left field line. Connor Jackson into the corner, and he makes the catch.
Well, that's a great move for Dallas Braden. He had Phillips going back to the bag. And that in itself is enough. You don't have to throw over. You don't have to pick him off. I mean, it's great to pick him off, but if you have the runner going back to first base with this delivery, he looked both at home and to first base. And usually a lefty, if he looks at first base, he throws home and vice versa. Dallas Braden looks at both at the same time.
Phillips has a decent lead. That one to right field off the bat of Scott Rowland, but Sweeney's there, side retired. So a hit and a runner left for the Reds. Bottom of the first coming up. bat against Bronson Arroyo. And it will be Coco Crisp leading it off. There was a lot of talk about Crisp maybe staying in AAA a little bit longer, but he was playing so well down there in his rehab starts. The A's felt like, let's go. Let's not waste good at-bats down there. He was 13 for 22 in 6 games for the River Cats. Included in that was a 5 for 5 game. 1-1 the count. Crisp, a switch hitter. Drives that one to center field. Drew Stubbs goes back, and he's got it. Out number 1. Let's look at the rest of the Athletics lineup against Bronson Arroyo. Crisp, Barton, Jackson, Suzuki, Sweeney, Kuzmanov, Gross, Ellis, and Pennington. There's your Athletics lineup. Defensively for the Cincinnati Reds, Heisey, Stubbs, Bruce in the outfield, Roland, Cabrera, Phillips, Votto on the infield. Corky Miller is the catcher. Bronson Arroyo is the pitcher.
Joey Votto wins a Gold Glove. They got a whole infield full of gold.
Derek Barton hitting .275 with 4 home runs and 24 runs batted in. A little bit of a struggle right now with just 2 hits in his last 18 at-bats. Barton, 3rd in the American League in walks with 46. Good on base percentage of .385. Connor Jackson in the on deck circle. Fastball in on the hands of Barton.
Bronson Arroyo, not an overpowering pitcher. He tops out at upper 80s. 15th start for the right-hander, who has won 6 games, 4 years with the Reds prior to this year. Double figures in 3 of those after being acquired from the Boston Red Sox. World champion Red Sox 04. William Opeña traded from the Red Sox. Let's check out our keys to the game, brought to you by Toyota. For Dallas Braden, control the Big Reds bats. Big Red machines on the boost, couple over. Joe Moyer plays offense. You got a little support of Dallas Braden, and keep the red hot Votto cool. Dallas Braden took care of him with an out in the first inning.
Connor Jackson takes a strike on the inside corner.
Bronson Arroyo. You know, if you're named after Charles Bronson, you're bad.
Yeah.
You got to be a tough
you gotta be good.
man.
Pitch inside.
Can't wait for somebody to charge you.
And if they do, it will not be pretty.
Take care of business. Outstanding musician, and you know, every time he kicks the leg up high, you just think about the guitar playing. You know, and he is a guitarist. He got some albums.
To Scott Rowland. Throw is low, but dug out by Joey Votto, and it's a 3 up, 3 down, bottom of the first for Bronson Arroyo. To the second, no score. California is brought to you by Grown Ups. It's in theaters this Friday, June 25th. Good eats here at the Coliseum. Gentlemen digging in. Or maybe a beverage of his choice. Who knows? Johnny Gomes to lead it off. Gomes, the designated hitter tonight. Quiet night last night for Gomes. He was 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts, but a very fine year. And we like Johnny Gomes. Well, he's from the Bay Area. We like watching him swing because there is nothing in between. He lets it out every time.
I like him. He pulls the helmet down.
He's got a base hit there.
Left the changeup high, and of course Dallas Braden ideally wants to keep the ball down, and more times than not in the dirt. Suzuki with the target down, but the pitch was up, and going very strong and really trusting his hands by staying back. And he did confirm with me today that he has the 707 on his game cleats. So I'm sure our great camera people can find the 707 before this game is over. 707, 209. Hold it up. Your feet still. There you go. There it is.
Give us a shot. Mike Bird at the controls tonight.
Oh.
Director Mike Bird.
Birdie probably has 20 cameras on the shoes right now if Johnny goes there.
See, look at that. See, you know what? You ask Birdie for something.
That's right. And you know, it's not just written on with a marker, it's stitched in. That's when you're really doing something.
A little flare, and that's going to fall for a hit. Mark Ellis tried to deke Johnny Gomes by putting his glove up and making it look like he may be able to catch it. Doesn't matter. Bruce with a broken bat single. 2 on, nobody out here in the second.
Every time we see a shot like this, a jam, and just falling in front of Ryan Swinton, no chance for Mark Ellis to get to the ball. But every time you see one of those, and you think Dallas Braden actually pitched a perfect game, and not that he's not capable, but those hits, of course, run it all.
Yeah.
And you know, Dallas is the type of pitcher you're going to get guys who get jammed, do things like that.
Braden throwing first, and Ellis gets his foot down. So Stubbs with a sacrifice. So runners on second and third.
Dallas Braden with the ball bunted hard back to him actually looked to see where Johnny Gomes was and thinking about trying to get him a third. Knowing the speed of Stubbs, he quickly looked the same motion, turned to throw the ball to first. Watch the look there. No chance. Get the one out for sure. Barely. And he needs a strikeout or pop up.
So a second inning sacrifice bunt by the Reds, and here's Chris Heisey in for a strike. Second straight start for Heisey. He was 0 for 3 last night with a couple of strikeouts. The Reds struck out 14 times last night. A's pitchers are very good in that department. The A's pitchers walked just 2. But the only numbers that matter, of course, are the final score, which was 6-4. Right there, strike 3 call. The fastball on the inside corner. Good pitch by Braden. And a big strikeout.
Well, he stayed all fastballs, too. Quick pitch for the second one to foul the ball back, and then Kurt Suzuki moving late. Inside corner, perfectly thrown. And I bet even Tommy can if we had him would show that, although Tommy's off tonight.
Here's Corky Miller, the catcher, and the 9th place hitter.
You got a birdie cam.
Yep. Outside with a first pitch changeup. Corky Miller just 21 at bats this year. He's 3 for 21 with an RBI. fastball. That's a strike. Chris Guccione is the home plate umpire tonight. Brian O'Nora at first, Phil Cuzzy at second, and Jerry Crawford down at third. Crawford is the crew chief. Back-to-back singles to start the inning, but Braden trying to work his way out of the jam. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2.
Not only is that a great changeup, the location is even better outside. With the right-handed hitters, the tendency to open up a little bit. The hips of the hitter opening up, but if that ball is tailing away from him, you can't reach it.
Setting up outside, and it's lined to left. Jackson coming in, and he dives in. He didn't get it. 2 runs are going to score. Terrific effort by Connor Jackson, but he just could not hold on to it. So Corky Miller with a big 2-out, 2-run single.
Well, the changeup away again, just kind of flicked it, pulled it enough that Connor Jackson, what a tremendous effort. It looked like he had the ball in his glove, but could not hang on once he hit the ground. Hit towards the webbing of the glove, and as we have indicated before, there's just no way to close it completely.
Cabrera, first pitch swinging, grounds outside, retired, but a couple of runs on 3 hits for the Reds. Bottom of the second coming up, 2-0 Cincinnati.
Find the next Double Play Wednesday. $2 tickets are available, and hot dogs are just $1. And it's all courtesy of Bart. Order tickets online now at OaklandAthletics.com.
Vin Mazzaro, Johnny Cueto, their pitching matchup. A couple of right-handers tomorrow. Cueto, a 6-2 record. Mazzaro, 2-1. So Vin will get his shot at the Reds. Suzuki, Sweeney, and Kuzminov here in the bottom of the second inning. The Reds with a 2-0 lead. In there for a strike. Bronson Arroyo had a 3-up, 3-down first inning with a strikeout. Bronson Arroyo, Ray mentioned, coming over from the Red Sox, 33 years old. That was in March of 2006 when that trade was made. Cabrera has it, and he flips to first.
You said a number of games Arroyo has pitched against the A's, but I don't think many, if any, of the players the A's have in this lineup tonight were around playing Major League Baseball.
Connor Jackson, simply because his roots in the National League. Kuzminov, but outside of that, that's about it. So this is Arroyo's 5th year in Cincinnati. His 9th year overall in the big leagues. He's had back-to-back really good seasons. In 08, he was 15-11. And last year, he was 15-13. It's not easy to win 15 games in the big leagues, let alone back-to-back seasons. And a workhorse. 5 straight years, over 200 innings. Two and one to Ryan Sweeney. Sweeney was 1 for 5 last night with a double and an RBI. See that terrific batting average at home, .348. That's the good news. The bad news is on the road the average is .244, so a huge difference. Landon Powell taking care of the veteran Mark Ellis. Hey Landon, cut my sleeves, will you?
Let's see, the left is a little bit shorter, so I got to cut some more off on the right. Ends up they're going to all be cut all the way up to his uniform top.
Drive toward left center. Stubbs has got a beat on it, and that's out number 2. Well, let's take a look at our Bloomberg Sports graphic for tonight, and it is on Kevin Kuzminov. Batting average versus pitch types. Now, that's interesting. The changeup is when Kuzminov's at his best. The slider, the lowest, and quite frankly, at that rate, most guys would have the worst batting average on sliders. Would you agree with that? Or no?
Yeah, or splitter. But the slider for Kuzminov, because he has the preload, if you will, where his bat is straight back. And you can see where the fastball and the changeup, especially I think the changeup, which
a changeup could be on that list as well as toughest to hit. Bloomberg Sports, the leader in data analysis, has developed an analytical product being used by baseball clubs. There's also a product for fans. Improve your fantasy player and track your favorite players and teams. Go to BloombergSports.com for details. 2-2 now to Kuzminov. Setting up inside. And the fastball just missed in. Full count. Gabe Gross, the DH tonight, hoping to get a chance to hit toward right field, but Jay Bruce got a good jump and he makes the catch. Side retired. 6 up, 6 down for Bronson Arroyo. We head to the 3rd. 2-0 Reds. He's one of our very fine cameramen, and young lady sitting to his right is his wife, Cindy. Now, there's a lot more to the story than us just showing those two. 20 years ago tonight, Ray, 20 years ago tonight, those two met right here at the Coliseum. How about that? And now they're married. Life is good. So Rick was working that night. Cindy was just here watching. And Rick walked up and said, "Do you know who I am?" She said, "Yeah," and that was it. I'm Rick Ratus.
So what was he doing? A high third camera?
Yeah, I'd like to know how that all came
together.
together. How did that all come together? Rick needs to call somebody on the crew and tell us exactly how it happened.
You've been one of those. I guess you could be high third and have somebody lean over the rail and say hi.
Well, he must have been like checking her out or something in between innings. I don't know. Something happened. But it was 20 years ago tonight. So Rick is spending it at the ballpark with his lovely wife, Cindy. And we're going to find out just how it all came together. Joey Votto takes a strike. So Brandon Phillips, the leadoff single, and Phillips is 2 for 2.
Well, June 22nd, 1990, the A's coming off a World Series championship against the Giants. And Delirious said he heard 43,000 people on hand that night when they met, which should be understandable just because of the attendance for the A's.
That's to the gap, and that's trouble. Brandon Phillips runs very well. He's going to round the bag at third, and he is going to score. Joey Votto continues his assault on the Athletics. He has an RBI double, and it's 3-0.
For a pitcher who does not receive a lot of run support, it's hard to give up runs. And now 3. 2 last inning, 2-out hit, and Votto. Pitches are supposed to be outside, left it a little bit too much in the middle of the plate, and he's got a little bit of an uppercut swing and some power behind his swing.
So RBI number 47 for Votto. And here's Scott Rowland, a fastball just a bit inside. So you were saying it was a big crowd that night when they met.
That's what Delirious said, 43,000.
Well, if there was 40,000 people here, that means they had to fight through the big crowd to meet each other.
The upper deck wasn't tarped either.
No, it was not. It was not.
As a matter of fact, the beautiful scene of the Oakland Hills was very visible. 1990.
You mean those ones right through the breezeway out there?
Yeah, the ones you can barely see. Because of Mount Davis, now we don't see anything. Because that's the view corridor, whatever you call it, left field and right field. But Mount Davis was not there, and it's a beautiful sight to see 43. I think capacity was a little over 44,000 during that time when they just had the great bleachers in the outfield. And
yeah, I was going to say good bleacher section.
Oh, yeah, great bleachers, and
the food stands right behind.
See the ivy growing on the wall, and no Mount Davis to block the view of the Oakland Hills.
So 3-2 now to Scott Rowland with Johnny Gomes in the on-deck circle. 6 hits already for the Reds off Dallas Braden. And inside, he walked him.
Well, the A's were swept by the Cincinnati Reds, and that was the final out
number 31
of the '90 World Series.
Well, nothing against the Reds. They had a very good team, but I think the outcome was a surprise to a lot of people. And certainly the length of the series was definitely a surprise. I mean, that was a terrific A's team.
Unfortunately for the A's and the A's fans, there's another Hatcher in the house, and he's at first base coaching for Dusty Baker. He was with the Reds in 1990 when the A's were swept. There's Billy Hatcher. Of course, Mickey Hatcher with the Angels. Postseason 1990, .519 batting average. That helmet he's wearing looks like one of the giveaways we had here with the a couple of weeks ago. A little air hose in the top of the helmet.
Well, the scores in that World Series: 7-0 in Game 1, 5-4 in 10 innings in Game 2, 8-3 in Game 3, and 2-1 was the final score in Game 4. Jose Rio was pretty good.
Yes, he was. Yeah. Rio in 90 and Hershiser in 88.
Yeah. One and two to Johnny Gomes, who singled and scored in the second. Well, the Cincinnati Reds have won 5 World Series championships, and the one in 1990 was the last one. Their last playoff appearance was 1995, so that's 14 years ago. They're hoping to maybe change that this year. Foul tip. Suzuki hangs on, and that's a strikeout. Second strikeout for Dallas Braden.
Well, his first one was a big one. It looked like that was the hopes of keeping the Reds off the board, but fastball. So Dallas Braden just trying to find a way to avoid the big hit. It was Gomes so far.
Here's Jay Bruce, left-handed hitter. Now, the Reds have had 9 consecutive losing seasons, so they're trying to change that as well. Two and 0. Single, double, walk, strikeout so far in the third inning. And that one's lined. Ellis grabs it, didn't have any place to throw it as the runners were able to scramble back. Bruce lines out.
Number 6, Drew Stubbs.
So Drew Stubbs will hit. Stubbs sacrificed in the second inning. There's a fastball for a strike. Stubbs was first-round draft pick of the Cincinnati Reds. He was the 8th overall pick in 2006, so a very high draft pick. Right now, he's behind in the count 0-2. Stubbs from the University of Texas. There's the changeup, but Stubbs watches it go by.
The great thing about Dallas Braden's changeup, the scouting report, no doubt, if you, the video coordinators for the respective clubs at National League or American League will show that he is throwing a changeup. We'll throw 2 strikes, which a lot of times unconventional to throw off-speed pitch with 2 strikes, but Dallas is comfortable doing it.
Bounce in the hole. Pennington ranging far to his right, and he flips to Mark Ellis in time. Nice play by Cliff Pennington. A run and a couple of hits and a couple of runners left. The Reds lead 3-0 after 2.5. Gabe Gross, Mark Ellis, and Cliff Pennington, the bottom three in the A's order. Bronson Arroyo has retired the first 6 A's hitters in the ballgame.
Numbers at the bottom, probably one of the reasons Gabe Gross in the lineup. The numbers against the Reds. A lot of times in baseball, it's all about matchups, how hitters do against certain pitchers or certain teams.
Right back to Bronson Arroyo, and he caught it. If he didn't catch it, it may have gone right through him.
Or if he turned sideways, it would have missed him. But a follow through, Gabe Gross right back up the middle. Then, oh man, it would have crushed his leg or his foot because it was down low. He just hit the glove, the follow through, and self-defense. Hard to write a song about that. I almost was nailed
in Oakland
by a line drive.
You know, some of the great songs ever written were written very quickly.
Sit down, have lunch, take a napkin, write a song.
Exactly. Very high toward the line and left is Heisey. Heisey has it. Mark Ellis is retired, and that's 2 outs for Cliff Pennington. Go deep with Sportsnet Central tonight at 10:30 on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Full baseball recaps. Jim Lincecum won tonight for the Giants. Nabby's future decided. He's at getting the back off. Sharks goalie, and the Warriors make a big trade. Well, that's where he's looking around.
LeBron James.
He's coming. Coming to the Bay Area. David Andrews, Dave Benz will host tonight. So sounds like a busy night in Bay Area sports.
I think LeBron is coming to the Bay Area. It's just a matter of which team he's going to be playing for, because all NBA teams come through Oakland.
One and one to Cliff Pennington. So what do you think, Ray? Evgeny Nabokov, do you keep him?
Who?
Evgeny Nabokov.
Is that Gabby?
Nabby.
Oh, Nabby. Oh, Nabby. No, Gabby was, who was with Gabby that we saw on the road? Somebody.
Ray, you're blowing our chances with the Sharks fans. You just called their goalie Gabby instead of Nabby.
Well, they know what I was talking about.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, sure.
But Pennington has the first base hit for the A's.
They're great fans. They know what I was talking about.
Yeah, they know you're messing with them.
Yeah.
All those nights you spend down at the Shark Tank with your puck hat on. So back to the top of the order in Coco Crisp. Crisp hit a fly ball to center field in his first at bat. The Texas Rangers just finished off another win. Rangers 6, the Pirates 3. We'll give you some of the goods on that game in just a little bit, but boy, they are just smoking hot. That is their 9th consecutive win. They've won 9 in a row and 12 of their last 13. So.
Nolan Ryan, their president, said they should win 92 games this year, and they're on their way.
I read where they're on pace for 93.
Right.
And you sort of get the feeling, Ray, that he may make a trade as well. They have some pretty good people in their minor league system, and they're shopping for a quality starting pitcher, and there's going to be a few of them out there. I wouldn't be surprised if the Rangers pulled the trigger on something. High to right field. Bruce going back, and he turns around, and it's gone. Chris pass. Polders, 3-2.
Unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Where have you been, Coco? He did it against the Giants. Almost hit one out to left center, and it's a hanging breaking ball from Bronson Arroyo. And welcome back, Coco, and please stay healthy. This is what everybody's been looking forward. He waits so patiently. And that quickly, Dallas Braden got a couple of run support. Right on the front foot, and that's all just flat-footed. He does not, after he plants the front foot, it's just all upper body. So there's the power, the strength that Coco has over the out-time scoreboard. And Beth Side was saying, right fielder, yours turn his back, and that was up above into the seats.
So a 2-out rally by the A's. Pennington with the single, Crisp with the home run. Now 3-1 to Derek Barton.
2 outs, and all this happening, and Dallas Braden getting out of his last jam after scoring 1 run, but did not score any more after that. So Dallas may take Coco out to dinner.
Yeah,
that kind of run support.
Shallow left field. Heisey's going to get there. He's got it side retired, but Coco Crisp gets the A's on the board with a 2-run homer. We're headed to the 4th inning. It's the Reds 3 and the A's 2. To 2, top of the 4th inning. Dallas Braden. And a couple of runs to work with, but A's still trailing by 1. Heisey, Miller, Cabrera, 8, 9, and 1 for the Reds. And that's off the end of the bat, but it's going to drop into center field for a base hit. Hit number 7 for the Reds. Time now for our Subway Eat Fresh Ask Glenn and Ray question. You can log on to csncalifornia.com to post your question. Mike from San Francisco asks, Ray, during the 70s, was the Big Red Machine the most lethal lineup in the majors?
No.
No?
The green and gold. I mean, just because of the Big Red Machine. Remember the A's winning 3 world championships in the 70s. It's pretty good.
I just passed the question on. Sweeney's going to get there, fighting the lights a little bit.
I mean, they were good, but come on. They didn't win 3 world championships in a row. Yeah, sure. They had Joe Morgan, Johnny Bench, Tony Perez.
Now batting.
Yeah. Singles hitter, Pete Rose, Tony Perez, Rich Foster, Joe Morgan. They didn't win 3 in a row. Matter of fact, they lost to the A's in '72. Yeah, Joe, there was a few Hall of Famers on that club too from Big Red Machine. See, that is not surprising because the A's in the early '70s did not get probably the attention they deserve simply because of the ownership. Charlie Finley owned the club. I don't think many people want to give Charlie a lot of credit. The Reds won '75, of course. So that's my answer.
That's a good answer.
I'm glad you agree.
I do. I listen and learn from you.
See, I think the A's in the '70s, pitching and defense, and granted with Reggie and throwing in the alley. And it leading the wrong way, but Dallas, for the few times that he has made that quick throw, this one was offline.
Getting a little closer.
You know, the A's in the early '70s and same in the late '80s when they won, and also in the last decade, pitching and defense. So the offense, even though it was very good, did not get all the attention.
Bennington handles a tough hop. Margellis tries to turn it. Almost did, but Cabrera beat it out. Ball's not hit real hard. Margellis did a nice job hanging in there, and he almost turned the double play.
Well, he knew as he was coming out on very hard. Cliff Bennington catching the ball, unloading as quickly as possible. But Phillips definitely with the speed, but that is what is so great about watching these infielders, that the way they catch and throw those make those short throws. And Margellis backing off after he caught the ball and flipping the ball quickly to Barton, who tried his best to stretch and complete the double play.
Phillips hits one to center field. Shallow. Crisp comes in. And he's got it. Side retired. A hit, but no runs. So Dallas Braden works his way out of the leadoff single. Bottom of the fourth coming up. 3-2 Reds. Cache Creek Splash of Cash with hundreds of prizes every day until July 5th. Visit cashcreek.com for details. Reds 3, A's 2, bottom of the fourth inning. Connor Jackson, Kurt Suzuki, and Ryan Sweeney. Jackson, big bouncer, rolling, gives ground, gets a good hop, and then throws in time to get Jackson. So 1 out here in the 4th inning. Here's our legendary performance. It's brought to you by Nation's Giant Hamburgers. That's Damian Miller. 3-game series in 2004 against the Cincinnati Reds. Damian Miller was awesome. He had 6 for 13 with 2 homers and 12 RBIs in that interleague series. Again, it was right here at the Coliseum, and it was against these Reds when you've got a giant appetite. It's got to be Nations. So Damian Miller, his 1 year with the Oakland A's, he was pretty good.
Is that the series the A's scored 40 runs in 3 games?
It was. I do remember that series.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Damian Miller drove in 12.
And he was hitting down in the order.
Yeah,
sure.
I was going to say, that says a lot about the A's then. In fact, Damian Miller is here, and Ramon Hernandez, he followed Ramon for the 1 year.
That's right. One and one to Kurt Suzuki, who grounded out just short in the 2nd inning. Kurt pops it up. Could be playable. Corky Miller, the catcher, makes the catch. 2 outs. That's a good-looking mustache by Corky Miller. In fact, I'd like to borrow that from him for 70s night on Saturday night.
I'm sure you can find one and put one together.
That's awesome.
It's like Dick Tidrow.
Yeah. Here's Sweeney. Dodgers have a 2-0 lead over the Angels, top of the 4th inning. That series starting tonight, 3-game set being played in Anaheim. Santana and Kershaw. A couple weekends ago, the Angels swept the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium. For the Angels, that's the beginning of a 12-game homestand. They'll play the Dodgers, the Rockies, the Rangers, and the Royals. The Angels will be home for a while. Cabrera has it. And Bronson Arroyo has a 3-up, 3-down bottom of the 4th inning. We head to the 5th. It's the Reds 3 and the A's 2. Monday.com devoted tonight's poll. You make the call with 6 healthy outfielders. What should the A's do? Platoon them? Consistently DH one of them. Pick 3 and stick with them. Those are your choices. Look for the answers in tonight's A's postgame live show. So your 6 healthy outfielders: Jackson, Chris Sweeney, Cust, Davis, and of course Gabe Gross, who's DHing tonight. First pitch to Joey Votto is a curveball that stays just a bit inside. Matt Kemp has just homered for the Dodgers to give the Dodgers a 3-0 lead over the Angels. Pennington handles the one-hop smash. Votto is retired.
The beginning for Dallas Braden might have been the third when he gave up the single, RBI double, and a walk, but got the next 3 batters and only a single last inning. Has he given up anything else? So after getting a 2-run home run, making a 1-run game, very appreciative of the run support. It's up to Dallas Braden to keep the club right where they are, try to come back. 66 pitches total.
1-1 to Scott Rowland, who is 0 for 1 with a walk. Good fastball. Catches the knees on the inside corner. Rowland was 1 for 5 last night. Of course, that one hit the home run. Solo shot in the 10th inning. Oh, that missed somewhere.
Cedric Bauer said he felt he made a mistake with this changeup outside, and Scott Rowland let him pay. Fan made a fan happy there.
Mark Ellis dives. He cannot quite get it. Rowland has a base hit going the other way.
He might have been waiting for the changeup to hit the fastball the way he did to right field, and
Number 31.
a couple of strikes, missed with a fastball inside, try to double it up back inside with a fastball, and Scott Rowland waited a long time. Mark Ellis into the outfield grass, got to come up with it.
Johnny Gomes single and scored in the 2nd, struck out in the 3rd. Just a bit low. Mariners with a 2-0 lead over the Cubs. That game in the 5th inning in Seattle. Mariners have won 4 in a row. They're still 13 games under the 500 mark. Starting to play a little bit better.
Well, I hope Luke Piniella took out the lineup card, because I'm sure he got a standing ovation. All the great years he managed in Seattle.
Still very popular there. Dempster and Vargas is the pitching matchup at Safeco.
He won as many games as Lou did in Seattle. He'd definitely be popular.
Well,
Jr., Ken Griffey Jr. was there. And great teams.
Rowland, very short lead at first. Gomes pops it up. Left center field. Coco Crisp comes in, and he will make the play. 2 outs.
Now batting, number 32, Jay Bruce.
Jay Bruce will hit. This will be pitch number 75 for Dallas Braden.
Well, last 2 starts, he has been low with his pitch count just because of the National League, but doesn't have to worry about that tonight.
83 in that start on Thursday at Wrigley Field. Bruce Waves at the pitch. Comes right back with it. All right, Ray, do you throw it a third time?
You're asking the wrong guy, because I would definitely say yes. Briscoe makes it. No way he's going to do it again.
But he may.
Yes.
And that one's lined, and it's fair. They're gonna hold Roland at third. Third base coach Mark Berry waited as long as he could, but Jay Bruce on an 0-2 pitch lines it into the right field corner.
Well, it's hit too hard for Roland to score from first, and it was a changeup. It was out, as was the case earlier. Johnny Gomes hit the changeup in the second inning, so trying to bury the ball down, trying to get it down as low as possible, but a couple of times tonight he's left the ball up and they've been hit. This one a double, and trying to avoid another 2-out hit.
Drew Stubbs is the hitter. Fastball down around the knees, first strike. Stubbs a sacrifice and a ground out. Best in the National League, hitting with runners in scoring position. One of the reasons why they're second in the league in scoring. Only the Atlanta Braves in the National League have scored more runs than the Reds this year. Stubbs slowly hit. Pennington scoops it up, throws, and off the bag comes Barton, and a run scores. Bob Guerin's going to come out and argue. Pennington had to hurry because Stubbs is very fast, and it's going to be an error on Pennington. So that hurts.
Well, the speed, no doubt, and of course, charging the ball, and this is a great shot just to see if he kept his foot on the bag. Did not. Off about 4 inches. Derek Barton reaching. Well, that's a question, though. That shot, he might have had his foot on the bag, and then it came off as he continued to go with the ball. Was the ball in the glove and his foot on the bag? Regardless, not going to change, and runs going to score.
So the error goes to Pennington. That's his 11th of the year. He's made a couple of errors last night. So Bruce at third, Stubbs at first, and here's Heisey. Big swing at this.
Well, ball's in the glove and his foot is on the bag, and that's what I thought might have happened. But with the continuation, his foot does come off the bag, but the ball's in the glove. But it so happens so quickly from the umpire standpoint. And I think anytime a first baseman stretches like that, it's got to be,
sure,
is the foot going to stay on the back? And been an argument from Dusty Baker, as was the case with Bob Guerin, but that freeze frame and the great shot shows that he had his foot on the back.
A little flare. Ellis racing out, and he makes the catch. So an unearned run for the Reds in the top of the 5th, and they extend their lead to 4-2. 4 Reds players in the 1970s to win 6 of the 10 National League MVPs. So 4 players won 6 of the awards. Bonus question. Name the other 5 to win the National League MVP awards in the 1970s. Joe Morgan won 2. Cabrera handles the hard hit ball by Kuzminoff. Check out the play at first, folks. Unfortunately, Brian O'Nora got it wrong. Look at that.
It's foot's on the bag there, and the ball's in the first baseman's mitt.
So that cost the A's a run. And what you really hope is it doesn't turn out to be a 1-run game, and it very well may.
A's have played a lot of them this year. And usually, course of a season, all clubs play a lot of 1-run games. Just a matter of more. If you finish a season and you're probably, say, playing 750 baseball in 1-run games, you got a chance to do something special. So the 1-run games and the A's 12-7, but they've lost 5 of the last 7 1-run games. And Josh is good, isn't he?
No, it's terrific. Josh Hood, graphics operator.
Talking about something and he just pushes a button.
Can't even talk to him at dinner. He's thinking about what he's doing. Graphics, you ask him a question, he doesn't even, it's like you're not even there. He's thinking.
Yeah, he even takes a walk around the F lot thinking.
Yes, he does. Gabe Gross lines a single to center field.
Well, it's coming up, folks. 70s night. Coming up on this Saturday against the Pirates. Players will be wearing turn-back-the-clock jerseys from the 70s. 15,000 fans will receive a Joe Rudy jersey from Pepsi. A's are offering specially ticket prices. Plaza level seats are $9.70. Lower box seats for just $19.70. And malt and Cracker Jacks will be sold at 70s prices. Wow. Get tickets now. OaklandAthletics.com. Cracker Jacks, probably look in the box.
There's a lot going on, folks. Both teams have the unis on. That'll be fun. Of course, the A's had the great gold tops. The Pirates will have their crazy 70s uniforms on.
And they're the black ones.
Is that what they're wearing?
Yeah.
Back to Arroyo. He spins and he fires a strike to second. And the double play is not turned as the ball goes past Votto, and Ellis will go to second. So that's a mistake by the shortstop Cabrera because Ellis was going to be out by a couple of steps on a decent throw, but the throw was low.
Arroyo, pitcher, made a perfect throw to Cabrera. As the ball right back. Handled by Arroyo and a perfect lead to second base. So plenty of time. Really. Well, into the dirt to Votto, but that shot with Gross going into second base did a very good job, but it was more after Cabrera had caught the ball and thrown. Threw a sinker in the dirt.
Well, maybe the A's can take advantage of that. That's just the 28th error that the Reds have made. They had the best fielding percentage in the National League. Also, some nice pregame ceremonies. Ray, I know you're going to be part of that on Saturday night.
Some of the A's players coming back from the 70s teams, early 70s.
I'm told there's going to be a car parade pregame featuring some of the great cars from the 1970s, and it's going to be fun.
Maybe we can, looking for convertibles, maybe Coco Crisp can offer his convertible.
That's a pretty nice one he's got sitting out there.
Ken Priest said, finding the 70s cars is fine, but the convertible's tough.
Arroyo knocks it down and picks it up and throws out Pennington. Side retired. So these get a hit. They leave a runner. We head to the 6th. It's 4-2 Cincinnati. were the 4 Reds players in the 1970s to win 6 of the 10 National League MVP awards? Let's name the other 5 to win the National League MVP in the 1970s. All right, there they are. Johnny Bench won in 70 and 72. Pete Rose won in 73, and then Morgan. And don't forget about George Foster. Remember, George Foster had a huge year in 1977. I think he had over 50 home runs. Joe Torre's name was on there. Interesting. The tie in 1979 between Keith Hernandez and Willie Stargell. Dave Parker with the Pirates in 78. Willie probably said, you know what, I'll take the tie and I'll take the World Series. The Pirates won in 1979. Oh, 2 to Corky Miller. I think Joe Torre had, of course, a terrific career. Saw the MVP. I don't think he ever played in the postseason.
More than made up for.
Yeah, exactly. For sure. But I don't think he did.
Joe Torre also won a batting championship and could not run a lick.
Huh.
Third base, but he's also a catcher. And so to say he got a lot of infield hits like Ichiro and guys like that, no way. No leg hits.
Corky Miller fights it off. Just a bit low. Here's the goods from that Rangers 6-3 win over the Pirates. Tommy Hunter got the win. He's 3-0. Feliz got the save. His 20th. 3 home runs for the Rangers. Young, Hamilton, and Bourbon. Got him swinging. Change up. Miller strikes out. 3rd strikeout for Dallas Break.
Dallas would have taken that in the 2nd inning when he threw a 2-2 change up that Miller looked out to left field. Similar swing, only no contact this time. Nobody on base either, but definitely not expecting the 3-2 change up.
Top of the order, and Orlando Cabrera. That home run by Josh Hamilton, his 17th of the year. He's got 53 RBIs and he's hitting .339. He's going to ease himself into MVP talk, even though we're still in June.
He also found himself maybe in a home run hitting contest in Anaheim. This was the case a couple of years ago at Yankee Stadium when he put on a display that will always be remembered.
Nice play by Kuzmanov. Gets up, flips it across. Cabrera's out, 2 outs. Kuzmanov was playing even with the line, so he had to have quick reactions, and he did.
Time now for the Home Depot doing well on defense. The hot corner, as they call it, 3rd base. And Kevin Kuzmanov taking one to the hot corner, down to one knee, up quickly. And an accurate throw across the diamond to Derek Barton. If you want to do more on defense, Home Depot, Kevin Kuzmanov. Man, he's done a great job for the A's at 3rd. And of course, swinging the bat very well lately. Big home runs, as was the case last night. 9th inning, leading off, Cordero, tie game, home run to right field.
1-0 to Brandon Phillips. There's a strike. Cardinals beat the Blue Jays 9-4. Matt Holliday, another home run, his 11th of the year. Fred Ziegler starts to throw. Jose Bautista hit 2 more home runs for the Blue Jays. He's got 20. Jamie Moyer won tonight, Ray, number 266 in his career. He tied Bob Feller for 35th in the all-time career win list. So Jamie Moyer 8-6 this year.
Well, you think only 34 more. 300.
Well, now you're close enough where you start thinking, you know what, I can do this.
Yeah.
He's playing on a good team. The Phillies' final score in that game was 2-1 over the Cleveland Indians.
In 2 more years, and he could play his uniform number. His number is 50. And just keep going.
There's a shot down the left field line, and Brandon Phillips is going to ease into second with a 2-out double.
That changeup not really sold that well by Dallas Braden. It was a changeup, but stayed back, no stride, and nice hit on the 3-2 changeup. Save for Dallas Braden with Brad Ziegler warming up. This might be his last batter. Either way, a lefty Votto.
So that hit by Brandon Phillips, the 10th hit for the Reds. Final just in from Colorado. The Rockies beat the Red Sox 2-1. Boston had won 6 in a row, but they lose tonight. And the Padres beat the Rays in St. Petersburg 2-1. Tampa Bay's been struggling some.
Boy, sustain their start.
That's true.
Season. I mean, that's tough. And that's why the Yankees can just wear you down. Even the Red Sox can wear you down.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Because they have the teams, they have the personnel, they basically have the best players, and over the course of a 162-game schedule, it is tough. That marathon.
Can't blink. You cannot blink in the AL East.
You said it last night. One of those teams is going to be very disappointed. Maybe a couple.
Yeah, maybe
Jays.
You never know.
Stay in the pack the whole year.
But you think about the Yankees, the Rays, and the Red Sox. You know for sure one of those 3 is not going to make the playoffs.
In 2008, 2 did, and the Yankees didn't. Because it was the Red Sox and the Rays playing for the American League Championship. Of course, the Rays had a remarkable season. They did it then and trying to do it again this year.
1-2 to Votto. Just got a piece of it rolled and fouled. The Yankees are in Arizona, leading 3-2. Game in the 6th inning. So that is updated with the Rays losing, the Red Sox losing, Toronto lost, and Baltimore lost. So could be a good day for the Yankees if they were to win tonight. 2-2 now to Votto. Team that's hot right now, the Chicago White Sox. They won again. White Sox have won 7 in a row, and they're over 500. Beat the Braves 9-6. Well, the White Sox are back in it in the AL Central. Close pitch, and it's 3-2. Tigers lost, and so did the Twins. So the White Sox say thank you very much. Three and 2 with Phillips at second. And he got him swinging. High fastball. Votto missed it. Brandon Phillips a double, but he is stranded at second. Bottom of the 6th coming up. It'll be Chris Martin and Jackson. Reds with a 4-2 lead. 6th inning. That means it's time for the Coors Light Freeze Cam. Coors Light Freeze Cam is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. A's trailing 4-2, bottom of the 6th inning. They have just 3 hits off Bronson Arroyo. One of them a 2-run homer by this man, Coco Crisp. Swings at the first pitch. Cabrera backhand throws just in time to get the speedy Coco Crisp.
Cabrera did not have much of a chance to do anything except catch the ball, plant, and throw, and left quickly. Coco down the baseline, almost beat it out anyway.
.69 pitches, so he's done a pretty good job with the pitch count, has Bronson Arroyo, looking for his 7th win of the year. Ball in first strike. He certainly has an array of pitches.
Well, his angles too. He'll drop down, and I mean, he tops out less than 90 miles per hour, so he's got to change angles and change speeds, which he does very effectively, always has, and always had that high, stiff-legged front leg kick out of the windup. To the point that Red Sox in that mid-2000s had too much pitching.
Yeah.
He's the odd man out. So he need a right-handed bat, but Reds benefited quite a bit in getting Arroyo. Now, Beach Towels will go to 10,000 fans on Sunday, June 27th, when the A's finish a 3-game series against the Pirates. That's this upcoming Sunday, game time 105. And the Beach Towels are brought to you by Altamate Summit Medical Center. For tickets, go to OaklandAthletics.com or call 877-493-BALL. Get your jersey, Joe Reed jersey, take it to the beach, lay out your beach towel, and say, I'm an A's fan.
That's right.
Just lay out on the pool, the beach, whatever. Beach towels are good, regardless of where you're from.
Connor Jackson has grounded out twice to Scott Rowland.
It looks like Dallas Braden has finished. Brad Ziegler continues to warm up, and I looked at the last inning, top of the inning, when Votto was up in the 3-2. And to think about the perfect game when he threw the 3-1 pitch to Kapler, his final out. And for Dallas Braden, that was going to be his final pitch. Final out, final batter. Then Votto, 106 pitches for him. Because if Votto had gotten on base, no doubt Rowland was going to be seeing Brad Ziegler. So it's good for the perfecto man to finish the 6 innings. You can hope that something can happen with 2 outs.
Jam shot. Jackson digging for an infield hit, and he's going to get it.
Scott Rowland's a Gold Glover for a reason. He came a long way, but you talk about jammed. Wow, that ball just rolling, and Scott Rowland all the way from third base, deep at third base, especially with 2 strikes on the hitter. Came a long way, lost his balance after making the quick throw, and Connor Jackson beat it out. Final plays you can make considering where he was positioned and the way the ball was hit, and with Arroyo falling off towards first base, he could not react quickly enough to get to the ball.
First pitch to Suzuki right on the outside corner. So the A's now 4 hits off Bronson Arroyo. Suzuki 0 for 2 tonight, 1 for 7 in the series. Brewers still leading the Cubs 2-0. That game already in the 7th inning. Jason Vargas pitching that game. He's pitched very well for the Mariners this year. The left-hander. Couple of shakes by Arroyo. Now he's ready. Kurt tried to hold up, couldn't do it.
A quick pitch by Arroyo, and Suzuki, the bad hit, went out too far. Although he didn't think so.
It's this one high to right center. Playable for the center fielder Stubbs. He's got it side retired. A hit and a runner left for the A's in the bottom of the 6th. We head to the 7th, 4-2 Cincinnati.
And may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
Reds 4, the A's 2, and we've reached the top of the 7th inning here at the Coliseum. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog expert. Fred Ziegler comes on for the 35th time this year. 3.18 ERA. Ziegler last pitched on Friday night in St. Louis. Gave up 3 hits and 2 runs in an inning and a third. Ziegler's had 3 days off. He's back to work. Facing Roland, Gomes, and Bruce. 2 right-handed hitters and then a left-handed hitter. Scott Roland tries to check his swing. He can't do it, and it's a strike. Roland with a fly ball to right field, a walk, and then in the 5th inning, he singled and scored. Getting in that cleanup spot for the Reds. A right field playable for Sweeney. 1 out.
Traveling this season, take the A's with you. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every A's game live or on demand on your computer when you're out of town. Visit OaklandAthletics.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere, and that is a great package. Probably not as good as Comcast Sportsnet California in HD.
No.
But at least it's good when you travel.
We're big fans of the MLB.com package.
Can you imagine Saturday? Going to be televised in that game, right? Saturday night?
Yeah.
Turn back the clocks. The Fort Knox Gold uniforms, seen them in the Lockers clubhouse. They are shining bright, ready to go.
So they'll look good in high def.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
I mean, I don't think you guys were in high def in the early 70s, were you?
We were barely on TV. That's pretty much the color right there. Can you imagine every one of the A's players? They won't be having a beverage of choice during the game, but they'll be in those nice uniforms. Got to get BI one, too.
Oh, yeah. BI absolutely has to dress 70s.
Because when Joe Rudy throws out the first pitch and the Joe Rudy giveaway, BI will have his jersey on, especially when Joe comes up here. Yeah, he's got to have one of Joe Rudy's jerseys on.
You know, or we could let BI go out on his own, maybe. Like maybe a disco situation or.
Not one of those sweatshirts.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
probably has a 70 sweatshirt somewhere.
A really heavy 70 sweatshirt. He's their favorite, BI.
You know what's sad? I'm sitting here talking about the 70s. I was there.
You were there, man. I don't remember anything about it.
You know, I mean, let's say we're talking about the 40s or the 50s or something. We're talking about the 70s, which wasn't that long ago. I mean, in some people's minds.
Jay Bruce has his third hit, but we're talking like you were a big deal in the 70s. I mean, I was just a kid. I was barely around. You lived it.
Yeah.
Won a couple World Series in the 70s.
Now batting, number 6.
Those units would be looking great in high definition. The people that, I mean, and still, this is Tuesday, so still time, because that's one you don't want to miss. Those unities from the Pirates and the A's, especially in high definition. I mean, I know if I were home, I definitely want to see it in HD.
Maybe a few other things you want to see on Saturday night on our telecast as well. It's going to be a full 70s telecast.
Music should be great. It's going to play music in the stadium from the 70s. Raymond wasn't here in the 70s, was he?
Yeah, he was. He was standing right where he is now.
I was going to say, that'd be one game we wouldn't have to worry about him being behind a camera someplace.
There's Raymond. Look at him. He's like a manager.
Acting like he's working.
Kuzmanov charges, gets a big hop, flips it across. Stubbs is retired, so Ziegler gives up a 2-out hit to Bruce. Nothing else. 7th inning stretch here in Oakland. It's the Reds 4 and the A's 2. Has done his job tonight. A 2-run homer. That was in the 3rd inning. The A's have not had a lot of offense outside of that. They have 4 hits off Arroyo. And Sweeney to lead it off here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Followed by Kuzminoff and then Gabe Gross. One strikeout, no walks for Arroyo. He's around the plate with, Ray said, 4 or 5 different pitches. Outside corner, 2-2. That one at 81 miles an hour. It's a big hop. And that is out number 1. So Sweeney is 0 for 3.
Now batting, third baseman, number 5, Kevin.
And here's Kuzma.
Well, the Reds have to be very happy with the way they're playing. Of course, their record was not that great against the A's in interleague play starting this series. And from the A's standpoint, they had hoped to get a little bit well for this start of this homestand after a 2-7 road trip. So far, it's been Dusty Baker's club coming through with the big hits, and especially after no hitting by the Reds in Seattle for the weekend. Coming into tonight's this series.
Well, as we creep toward the late innings, something to keep an eye on. Remember, the Reds closer Francisco Cordero threw 33 pitches last night. So, don't know if he's available tonight or not. Dusty Baker badly needs Arroyo to go deep in the game, and he has done that so far. Left field, and that's a quick inning for Bronson Arroyo as Heisey makes the catch. So Sweeney, Kuzminoff, and Gross go down in order. 4-2 Reds as we head to the 8th.
By Toyota. Say yes to amazing deals on your favorite Toyotas. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, yes. By Xfinity, the next generation in home entertainment. Now available in the Bay Area and coming soon to the Central Valley. And by Chevy, with a full lineup of award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers.
Well, that man Bronson Arroyo has been very good so far. He and the Cincinnati Reds leading the A's 4-2. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. Big right-hander Tyson Ross to the mound here at top of the 8th inning. He'll face Heisey, Miller, and Cabrera. So 3 right-handed hitters for Tyson Ross. Quick 0-2. Ross last pitched on Saturday in St. Louis. 1 inning with a strikeout, nothing else. So Ziegler goes an inning, gives up a hit after Dallas Braden's 6 innings of work. Bobby Abreu has just hit a 3-run homer off Clayton Kershaw to tie up that game in Anaheim. Dodgers 3, Angels 3. It happened in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Opposite field home run.
Yeah, with 2 outs. If you have not seen Clayton Kershaw pitch, he's a very talented young man for the Dodgers, left-hander.
He's younger than Strasburg, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's a youngster. He's a very talented young man.
3-2 pitch to Chris Heisey, and he lines it to center for a hit. Heisey's 2 for 4.
Pretty much the same fastball that Heisey swung and missed for strike 2, but after Tyson Ross missed with the next 3, took the count 3-2, and that's just the difference in the swing and how hitters look at a pitch when they know it's coming.
Here's Corky Miller. See if Miller's bunting here. It is the 8th inning. Good time for an insurance run if you're the Cincinnati Reds. He's not. The runner's going, though, so a hit and run was on. Ball's rolled foul. Dusty going with the hit and run. Miller had a big hit in this game. A 2-run single in the 2nd inning. It came with 2 outs. This is a guy who, coming into that at bat, was 3 for 21 on the season. That's Mark Berry, the third base coach. So a long look down by Miller. You know who Miller looks like? Gorman Thomas. Remember Gorman Thomas?
No.
You don't think so?
Much better looking than Gorman.
That may be true.
I mean, you're looking at the facial hair, and
yeah, a little bit.
You can say that. Gorman Thomas, he of the Harvey's Wall Bangers.
Swing hard.
Talk about an offensive juggernaut, man. Those guys could mash. Jason Cooper, Robin Yount, Gorman Thomas, Molitor.
Larry Heisel was with them. Was he? 0-2. And to the backstop. And it comes right back to Suzuki, but doesn't make any difference as Heisey goes to second. And that'll be a wild pitch.
Well, if he runs big this part of the game, it's hard slider. They're trying to backhand as it got on him very quickly. But just like Heisey, Miller 0-2 and now 1-2. Heisey getting to second base on the wild pitch. And even with with 2 strikes, try to hit the ball the right side.
And Miller does a very nice job. Gets it to Barton. Barton steps in the bag. To third goes Heisey.
Well, Saturday, June the 26th against the Pirates. We've been talking about it. We'll tell you even more. It's 70s night. Just lay out, listen to me. Brought to you in part by Mrs. Fields in honor of Debbie Fields, one of the original A's ball girls. The A's and Mrs. Fields are making a specially designed cookie. The Swing and A's logo cookies will go to fans in one lucky section of the stadium at 8 at 70s night. Tickets now. Visit OaklandAthletics.com. Chocolate chip?
I'm pretty basic chocolate chip guy. Huh?
Pretty basic. Just
basic all-around guy. Yeah. Kurt Young, a busy man tonight. He's been out there 3-4 times. So the infield comes in, and Orlando Cabrera steps in.
He's been very aggressive tonight in first 4 at-bats, and we saw that last year when it's with the A's. Until traded on July the 31st, and I don't know if Cliff Pennington has had an opportunity to thank him.
Opened the door, didn't it?
Traded Orlando. Cliff Pennington came up, took over at shortstop. One gentleman who was disappointed we'll see this weekend, Bobby Crosby.
Cabrera is now 35 years old.
Had a good finish with the Twins last year.
Right to Mark Ellis, who picks it up, lobs it to first, and runner stays at third, 2 outs. Cabrera ended up playing 101 games for the Athletics last year. He hit 280 with 4 home runs and 41 runs batted in. We got off to a real slow start, but as the season went on, he's got better and better.
Hey, Jason Giambi first, remember him?
I do. He then went on to the Twins, where he hit 289 in 59 games.
You look at the shortstop Cabrera tonight and the pitcher Arroyo, members of the 2004 world champion Boston Red Sox. They've got to enjoy a world championship in Boston for the first time in a bunch of years. 1918. Tyson Ross, a big out getting Cabrera with the infield in, and try to stay 2 down with a couple more at-bats for the A's.
Phillips goes around, says Guccione.
Now, let's take a look at the side swing on this, see if Guccione was correct. She was. Still don't see how they see it. And Phillips saying no, no, no. And once the home plate umpire makes the call, there's no appeal to first in this case for the right-handed batter.
Phillips has 3 hits tonight. Scored a run. He was 1 for 5 last night. Right out in front, Tyson Ross picks it up, throws in time, side, retired. Bottom of the 8th, coming up. Still Cincinnati 4 and the A's 2. hit in this game. In the second inning, Corky Miller, a 2-out, 2-run single, and that gave the Reds a 2-0 lead. Joey Votto's been very good in this series. In the third inning, he had an RBI double. Coco Crisp got the A's on the board. A home run. That was in the third inning and made it a 3-2 game. Reds added a run in the fifth. And that is where we are at. The Reds 4, the A's 2, bottom of the eighth inning. Ellis, Pennington, and Crisp. The Reds bullpen is quiet. Arroyo, just 91 pitches. Mark Ellis, fly ball to left field, and he reached on a fielder's choice. 4-12-1 for the Reds, 2-4-1 for the Athletics. Spins Ellis out of the way, 3-1. Breaking ball, and it drops in for a strike.
That's a smart veteran player, Mark Ellis, taking the 3-1, knowing that he needs to try to get on base, willing to take a strike. Also willing to throw 2.
Bounce toward Cabrera. Cabrera's been busy today. He throws low, and Votto digs it out.
Cabrera, plenty of time on this one, but a sinker down to his right knee, but able to scoop the ball.
Shortstop, number 2, Cliff Pennington.
So Pennington steps in. He has one of the A's 4 hits in this game. Single in the third. He scored on that crisp home run. In fact, he had the first hit in the game for the A's. Arroyo this year does have 1 complete game. He's got a little work to do yet. He's going to get to that. It's just foul. Fastball is high, 2-2. That changeup, not only miles per hour, but you see a lot of movement on that pitch, down and away to the left-handed hitters.
Royal's not blessed with a good fastball velocity-wise, but what he can do with the baseball, with his fastball and his changeup differential.
That's going to fall for a hit. Pennington is 2 for 3.
Coco do it again, what you did in the third inning, and a tie game.
Well, on that base hit, the bullpen starts to stir for the Reds.
Off speed, good job, Cliff Pennington staying on the changeup, went down and got it, and very nice to see Cliff Pennington with a hot streak and seeing his average getting up to respectability considering where it was. Hang another slider, huh?
Yeah. Rolling way in on the grass at third.
I think I know why Royal hung the slider. Coco Crisp, and watch Coco with his fingers and his bat. It's kind of plucking the guitar. You know, he probably just kind of distracted him a little bit. Just the left-handed Coco just.
I never would have thought of that.
Yeah.
But I think you may have something.
I mean, just think of a pitcher looking in and see the fingers that he's a guitar player.
Exactly.
You know? Figured out what tunes
he got in his head a little bit.
Just for the hanging slider.
Bassett and Herrera, lefty and a righty. Saw both those guys last night. That one runs inside. 1-1 the count.
One thing about Coco Crisp, and you see, you saw with the home run where he plants the foot, but then the swing is without a stride. So if you're coming off the disabled list, we saw it against the Giants where he did well in those 2 games, and tonight hitting a home run, you don't have a stride to fool yourself that much. Sometimes a stride can be too long, too short. You have a leg kick, don't get the foot down quickly enough.
Bounce near second. Phillips flips to the shortstop Cabrera, and that's a double play. 4-6-3, and that ends the bottom of the 8th. On to the 9th for 2 Reds.
This Saturday. And on Sunday, receive an A's pitch towel, courtesy of Ultimate Summit Medical Center. Take a free.
We take Gary's 3-hour KNBR morning show, condense it to an hour, and show it at 11 p.m. The best moments, the best interviews, and Gary with Tony Bruno on Radnich Remix, weeknights at 11 p.m. 9th inning from the Coliseum on a beautiful night. Right now, the Cincinnati Reds are leading the A's 4-2. Votto, Rowland, and Gomes against Tyson Ross. RBI double for Votto in this game. So he has 4 RBIs in the series. Well, we were wondering whether the Reds closer, Francisco Cordero, would be available tonight. There's your answer. After throwing 33 pitches last night, he is getting loose tonight.
Or like after blowing save in the 9th inning, first pitch home run to Kevin Kuzminoff, probably told Ryan Price and Dusty Baker, I'm ready. Off the right toe of Joey Votto.
A grounder foul. Bill Hatcher makes the play. So the count is even at 2-2. tomorrow. 12:35 first pitch. Johnny Cueto, Vin Mazzaro, the matchup. That's a radio-only game.
Neither team televised. Reds will not be televised tomorrow. The A's will not. The MLB Network tomorrow. That's the Cueto numbers and Vin Mazzaro.
Of course, as always, 8:10 a.m. KTRB Radio. Nice play by Marcellus. Joey Votto is retired.
Excellent play by Marcellus.
Number 27, Scott Rowland.
Mark can make that play look as easy as anybody.
Rowland takes up and in. .860 a.m. is what I meant. I'm sorry, at KTRB. There's a base hit to center field for Scott Rowland. So Rowland with 2 hits. And that is 13 hits now for the Cincinnati Reds. Well, our next televised game will be Friday here at Comcast Sportsnet California. The A's open up a 3-game weekend set with the Pittsburgh Pirates. It'll be Ben Sheets taking the hill. So that'll be the final interleague series. Coverage begins at 6:30 with A's pregame live. The home of A's baseball is Comcast Sportsnet California. So the A's and the Pirates, Brad Lincoln, Ben Sheets.
Did Joshua do all that?
Yes, he did.
Wow.
That's good stuff.
Josh is unbelievable. Just graphics together. Was that Adam Rosales or Bobby Crosby? Are they one and the same?
Yeah. Johnny Gomes had a base hit in the second inning. Since then, he has struck out. Hit a fly ball to center field and grounded out to second. Big swing and miss, 1-2, 95 miles an hour from Tyson Ross.
Young man just getting better and better. And I think back to the Boston series when he walked a couple of batters coming in the 6th inning. And since then, he has pitched exceptionally well. Pull the helmet down, Johnny. It's amazing.
It's high and foul down the right field line. Easy, guys. Easy. I don't want to get in the middle of that. Rowland a short lead at first. Big swing there by Gomes again, and he had a good rip. Fouled it straight back to keep the count at 2-2.
So Johnny Gomes, I'm sure for Petaluma and the Reds in San Francisco, and it's just funny with where the helmet, man, that's unbelievable. But now in Oakland, where he played the Rays against the Athletics and coming in with the Reds.
Strikes out swinging. Gomes now 1 for 5.
Johnny always tries a little bit harder, extra hard when he comes into Oakland, though the group's in town. Although this is a pretty good slider from Tyson Ross. After a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and then dropped the slider outside corner.
Jay Bruce, swing and a miss. In the bottom of the ninth, it'll be Barton, Jackson, Suzuki. High drive to center, but playable for Coco Crisp. And he's got it side retired. 2 good innings from Tyson Ross. We are going to the bottom of the ninth. Work to do for the Athletics. They trail. Reds 4 and the A's 2, and we have reached the bottom of the ninth inning. And Francisco Cordero is out there to try to save it. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and tune up your oil change, tune up and smog experts. 17 saves, 5 blown saves, including the one last night. So Arroyo, 8 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, no walks, and 1 strikeout. That's a pretty good performance by Bronson Arroyo. The only 2 runs he gave up, Coco Crisp, 2-run homer. 105 pitches. The Angels have stormed back, and Angels now lead the Dodgers 6-3 in the 7th inning. Dodgers were leading that game 3-0. So full count to Barton. Up the middle, and that's a base hit. Good start for the A's here in the bottom of the ninth.
Good time now for the Jeep drive of the game. We'll welcome back Coco Crisp, a hanging slider from Bronson Arroyo, and Coco Crisp, his first home run, 5 runs batted in just 3 games. So Coco, you project that out, that's over 100 ribbies for the leadoff.
That's right.
He plays enough games, but great to have him back in the lineup, and he produces. He's 1 for 4, and see if he gets another at bat. I'd say if his turn comes up, the A's won the game.
Yeah. First pitch to Connor Jackson is a strike. The Mariners shut out the Cubs 2-0. Jason Vargas got his 6th win of the year. Ardsma got his 16th save. So the Mariners win their 5th in a row.
Just think about what you just said. Shut out the Cubs after giving up just 1 run to these Reds over the weekend.
That's right.
So that's the last 4 games, 1 run.
That's a good call, yeah.
I mean, that is amazing. I don't know that
3 shutouts in 4 games.
I don't know that National League clubs want to go into Safeco Field. Dusty Baker was talking, as you mentioned last night, about the number of balls they hit in Seattle the weekend, especially with Cliff Lee, that were or would have been home runs at their park. Typically, and the Reds had been experiencing the West Coast trip of not playing very good baseball.
Yeah, this has been an issue for them for 5 or 6 years now. Of course, most of the West Coast trips they take, the Dodgers and the Padres and the Giants, but this year, interleague is part of their West Coast swings. 1-2 to Connor Jackson. A's need a couple big hits here in the ninth. They were able to tie it last night in the bottom of the ninth on a home run. Teams continue to try to pitch Connor Jackson inside. Fastball there to hit, fouled back. Three and two.
Connor Jackson, who likes to hit the ball on the right side. What a hole on the right side of the infield, and pitching him outside.
He swings and misses, and that is out number 1. So Connor Jackson now 1 for 4.
Miller set up outside with a target, and contact. That was a pretty good pitch to go to right field, and surprisingly see Phillips playing into close. Same with Suzuki right now. Outfield again playing no doubles. Very deep in the outfield.
Suzuki is 0 for 3. And the first pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Keep it right here on Comcast Sportsnet California for A's post-game live after the ball game. Head back to the studios. 0-2. That one crept back toward the middle of the plate, and Kirk took it for a strike. Take by Suzuki to even the count at 2-2. Ryan Sweeney in the on-deck circle. After Sweeney, it would be Kuzminov. Two pitch. Past Votto. Right field. A base hit. And that'll get Barton to third. So Kurt Suzuki shoots one past Votto, and he's got a hit. So now the A's got some action here in the ninth.
A good battle by Kurt Suzuki after falling behind 0-2. Got a good pitch to go to the right side. A fastball away, and Phillips was standing close to second. His ball was past Votto very quickly, and last time Votto gets off the bag quite a ways but could not handle it. And Derek Barton easily getting to third base. Rajay Davis has got a pinch run for Kurt Suzuki.
So Suzuki leaves. 1 for 4 night.
think Rajay can steal second.
Yep.
There's going to lift the leg high and say, go ahead and run. Let's see.
Davis not going, and the pitch is right there for a strike to Ryan Sweeney. Sweeney, a fly ball to center, and then a pair of ground outs to the shortstop. 0 for 3. Bounce to Cabrera. There's one to first. Double play, and that's the ball game. So the Reds turn the double play to end the game. So the A's make some noise in the 9th, but in the end they do not get anything on the board, and they fall again to the Cincinnati Reds. The final score tonight, the Reds 4 and the A's 2. So the struggles continue for the Athletics. They have now lost 6 of their last 7, and they are 34 and 39.